Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Judge Dad's Verdicts. I'm Sean McMillan. Here's my co-host, Rich Morrow.
What's going on?
What's that energy? That's it. Hey. Listen everybody, welcome to another amazing time that we're going to have with some of the most interesting and sometimes ridiculous stories from around the world. Rich is our guide. Rich, walk us through it. What you got for us?
Oh man, first off, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
I feel like I gotta ask that before I start to shake you up with some of these stories.
I appreciate the moment of compassion.
Okay, we're going to my favorite place first today, guys. Florida. So, it's kind of ironic that the New York Post, is the syndicate for this. But according to the New York Post, a dominatrix is demanding taxpayer funds for a dungeon that they want to use for their community. Initial thoughts.
What? Wait a minute. For the community?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a community dungeon?
A community of dominatrix. Yes.
They want to get taxpayer funds to build this?
Mm-hmm. They went to a city commission meeting down in Florida, and they were demanding the creation of a taxpayer-funded dungeon for local doms and subs. Can you believe that?
Well, doms and subs are people too.
Yeah, that is true.
No, I what?
I actually saw the video for this. They showed up to the meeting in all bondage, type clothing.
Rubber and stuff?
Yeah, and they were all anonymous.
Is that thing, masks. Is it rubber? What is that?
It's latex.
Latex.
So, all the enthusiasts were, there together. I won't say all of them, but it looked like a group of maybe like 4 to 5 of them. And they took the stand with their masks on, and they were extremely serious about this and felt that it was a necessity for their community.
To have a public dungeon.
Yeah.
That they could all access and whip each other and, do all the dominatrix stuff.
Yep.
Too.
And to go further, the woman, she wanted to be known as Mistress. She told city commissioners, "Do not let this glamorous look distract you from your duty to take my demand. I look forward to spanking each and every one of you at the new esteemed dungeon. You are dismissed."
Okay. Yeah. This is a real story?
Yep, this is Florida.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm not surprised that this is Florida.
Yeah.
Because most of the strange stuff in the country goes on in Florida.
Most of it, yeah, we could probably say most.
Yeah, the public should not be paying for other people's sexual fetishes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, public dollars should not be dedicated to that. I mean, do I ask them to pay for my pizza?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. It is pleasure.
Yeah, you better believe.
Or pain, whichever one.
You better believe pizza is pleasure. As far as I'm concerned.
Depending on who you are, it's either pleasure or pain.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
Depending on who you are.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm not being judgmental. I'm not judging. You know that. I play a judge, but I'm not judgmental. I'm really not. Yeah. I'm very open-minded, as you know.
I do.
You do your thing. I'm all for it. Consenting adults, have at it. I mean, whatever you like, I'm all for it.
But don't expect us to pay for it. Is what
don't expect me to pay for it. Yeah. Like I don't want my tax dollars going to you getting spanked. Not you, but the proverbial you. And I just had an image. I got to get it out of my head. But no, people shouldn't have to pay for your fetish. Whatever you like is fine.
Yeah.
So how about you pay for what you like? And if all of them want to come together to beat each other up, whatever you call it, why don't they pay for it? They need to start
their own organization. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. It sounds like they could probably raise the money.
Put your money in it, and y'all go forward and put whatever you want. That's like, people who like, I don't know, a certain team.
Yeah.
Trying to get everybody to pay for
their season tickets.
That was a good analogy.
Yeah.
No, that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
I mean, and what public, see the thing, I don't know if it's in the story, but did they identify what public benefit having a public dungeon would provide?
They pleaded for a subterranean safe space where kinky locals could gather. That was their. So it sounds like they maybe want to be able to meet more people in this arena that they may not be able to because they're all so private right now. It could be.
How you gonna be private and expect the public to pay for it? Like, that don't make no sense. No, that's ridiculous.
And they want it underground. That was like.
It's too much, right?
It's a bit much.
It's got to be underground.
It's a dungeon. It's
gotta
a real
be private.
dungeon.
I say if you want it, you pay for it.
Yeah, I agree though, and nothing against them, like you said.
No, not
judgment
at all.
here whatsoever. But man, it is kind of funny. It tickles me that they went in making demands too, like they were the real.
Like, y'all got to pay for this. This is like civil rights.
And that was, what they feel like they're being impeded on is their rights
what?
to express however they feel.
Nobody's impeding your right to be a freak.
Exactly. It's just we ain't trying to pay for it.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
No, we're not paying for it.
I agree. Well, segueing into our next story actually has to do with, money in the First Amendment kind of deal. But it takes place in Virginia. According to ABC News, and this is definitely going to probably trip you out a little bit, there's been a call for a further review and safety assessment for a after-school Satan club in Chesapeake. So, before I dive into it, there is a group that calls themselves the After-School Satan Club, ASSC for short. And they say that they don't worship the devil and they don't believe that, demons are real. But they do believe that their First Amendment rights should not be up for debate and that they should be able to practice whatever religion and beliefs that they want, and that it's a satanic temple.
What
and
is
this
a
is
satanic
going on
temple?
at a school?
The club?
The club.
But you just said they don't believe in Satan. So they just want to flex their First Amendment?
Yeah, I mean, this is what one of the representatives of the group said. She said that, citing the teachings she values in her religion, empathy, reason, compassion for your fellow human beings, Satan is a rebel against tyranny and the ultimate questioner of authority. So I guess they do believe in Satan.
Satan is a rebel against tyranny?
And she goes on to say, the Satanic Temple does not worship the devil. We're not demons. We do not believe in demons because neither exists. But she's saying, do not allow this club to take place, for Satan is a... I don't understand. There's people giving mixed reactions about it, but they're basically saying that they're not trying to support demons. Therefore, they just worship basically the ideology of what Satan stood for.
Well, first of all, they sound confused. Okay?
It does sound
They sound very confused. They sound like they are oxymoronic. Mm-hmm. They sound as we don't believe in demons, but we want to be the Satan Club.
And their name is literally the After School Satan Club.
And we believe that Satan is against tyranny, as if evil is not tyrannical. I mean, do you have a right? Absolutely. You have absolute right to have that kind of club.
Yeah.
And should you be allowed to do it? Absolutely. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah, they want it to be a viable alternative to the Good News Club, they say.
And personally, let me say it clearly, I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
I have no problem with a club dedicated to the theory of mendacity, evil, malevolence, concupiscence. I mean, that's fine if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
But to do such a thing
in a school setting as well.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that. But to do such a thing only to prove a point, that's the problem.
That's what it sounds like.
I can see if you deeply believed in what you were doing, and then you said people were infringing upon your beliefs. It seems like they're just doing it out of spite.
To make a point.
Right, and to be contrarians, right? Mm-hmm. But we live in America, and you have the right to be wrong. You have the right to be crazy.
That's a good way to put it. You have the right to be wrong.
Yeah, and you have the right to believe all kinds of insidious, ridiculous things. Yeah. And anybody walking around believing in the devil, there's something wrong with you. I don't care. I'm sorry.
I mean, I can completely understand why the board members were raising safety and security concerns over this issue. They said it's still undecided whether the ASSC will be able to congregate or not.
I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think we need to protect kids from ideas. I think we need to walk them through the ideas we expose them to.
Yeah.
It's not like secularists, and I'm not comparing secularists to Satanists, but it's not as if secularists and Satanists don't exist in the world. They do exist in the world. So just not allowing this in your school, to your point, you ain't protecting nobody from the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, let them have their club. And then let's have a real debate between the merits of goodness and the dismerits of evil.
Do you think that would spark some kind of conflict between the school knowing that this club exists, and if so many people opposed it and the school allowed it to still be a thing, if that could lead to very controversial issues?
But here's the problem with that. In 1962, they wouldn't have wanted no black club.
That's true.
And in 1992, they wouldn't have wanted no gay club.
Yeah, you're right.
You follow what I'm saying? 1911, they wouldn't have wanted a woman club.
Yeah.
See, that's where you got to be careful.
That is very true.
And that's why if it's freedom for everybody, then it's freedom for everybody.
Yeah.
Black folks, gay folks, women, poor white folks.
I feel like
whoever.
when it comes to religion in our country, it's such a touchy subject that people...
You want to hear something crazy? I'm going to sound like a Satanist right now. Religion is what's wrong with America.
Yeah.
Right? Religion is...
Tupac said wrong religion.
Well,
and I feel like that's something that I've always kind of felt.
Yeah, well, I don't know what Tupac meant. So,
yeah,
but
I could go,
religion is what's wrong with America.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's still religion.
But here's what I mean by that. The willingness to believe, to go on your beliefs and your feelings without sufficient justification for those beliefs and feelings is what's wrong with this country.
Yeah,
Everybody's running around talking about my truth. You know how dumb that is? Look at me, people. You ready for this? Let's make this go viral. There is no such thing as my truth. Truth is not a private commodity that you privately own. Truth is consensus. It's what we agree upon to be the case.
Yeah.
You don't have your own personal truth. You have your own personal opinion, your own personal experience, your own personal responses. But the term my truth makes no sense.
Yeah.
I hate when people say that. Well, this is my truth. You don't have a truth.
You have an opinion.
Yeah.
And you have feelings.
Now, again, you have valid experience. You have valid intuition, valid conclusions. But truth is not a personal, private thing that you own.
Hearing it sounds more appropriate to just say my perspective.
Thank you. My perspective. This is what I believe. This is what I think.
Yeah.
Or even this is what people really mean is this is my experience.
This is my experience.
What they're really saying is this is my reality. This is my experience. Not my damn truth.
Now, anytime I hear that term, I'm going to think of you.
It makes no sense. Aaron over there, if you say that, I'm going to hit you with this shoe. There's no such thing as my damn truth.
Yeah. The truth is the truth.
And it's true for everybody.
Yeah, that's what makes it the truth.
We all participate in making it true.
You know, something I was told, I don't remember who told me it, but it was, I think it may have been my acting coach in terms of acting, but she said, when the truth is in the room, everybody knows. And what I took from that was you can't deny the truth. When something's actually true, you and I know cohesively, without even speaking on it, that this is the truth. You know, this bottle is sitting right here. Neither one of us are going to argue that because we both know that it's actually sitting.
And what makes it true is that we have consensus about the facts.
About the facts.
Right? There's a community, even if this community is just me and you.
Yeah.
Communities come together and say, now, we judge this to be true based upon the information that we have.
Yeah.
Now, if better information comes, we may have to amend what we understand. But insofar as what we have right now, this is true. And it goes, to bring it back to the story, is that I think religion is what's wrong with America because people are caught up in their feelings, their perspective, and that we are so willing to believe something.
Yeah.
Why do you think social media is so influential? Yeah. People are so willing to believe.
Whatever's on there.
The phone is the new God.
It was the same way with television before social media came around. If it was on TV, people believed it, you know?
You know, and so this is going to sound a little crazy. We might need a few Satan clubs.
Oh.
The rest of these religious people accountable. Like, y'all are went crazy. You know what I'm saying? We got Christian white nationalism.
Yeah, we got there's so many things.
We got religion run amok, man. We got people just believing.
Yeah, whatever.
That's not how, first of all, that's not how faith works.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. Like, faith at its best is a position that you take.
Yeah.
Not in denial of the facts, right? But it's a position that you take in conversation with the facts.
With the facts. But there has to be facts involved.
You can't be a dummy. just a mindless idiot.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Theology is faith-seeking understanding. And there are too many people. And here's the point I'm trying to make. I'm being a little clumsy about it. Is why is someone? I'm about to be political.
Here we go.
I know we don't get political on this show, but here we go. Why is someone like Donald Trump so effective? Because he reminds people of their pastor.
Yeah, or somebody they know.
The pastor gets up and says whatever he says, and people just believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no pushback, no conversation. They just believe it. Trump gets up and says whatever he wants to say. They've been conditioned to accept whatever someone says that they trust and like.
In the same way that they do their favorite celebrity.
In the same way
athlete,
they do, exactly.
You know, actor.
And I pride myself on, I don't give a damn who you are.
Yeah.
Just because it comes out of your mouth.
Doesn't make it true.
Doesn't make it significant for me. Doesn't make it true for me. Doesn't mean that I care about it. It really doesn't.
Yeah. We know that much. Look,
yeah, no.
You ain't gotta tell me.
I refuse to cut my mind off.
Yeah.
So
and that's what I think a lot of people need to take from this is, you know, think for yourself. That was one of the first things that my mom taught me as a kid was like, you got your own brain, use it.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember one time my sons and I, we were at UCLA in the bookstore over there, and a friend of mine was there. He was a pastor. And so my son was looking at some book, you know, not a Satan book.
Yeah, but
but something close. And so the pastor guy was like, you gonna let your son buy that? I said, here's the difference between me and you. I don't need to protect him from ideas. And secondly, it's not about me letting him buy something. He is old enough to make a decision on what he wants to read. Whatever he reads, we'll be in conversation about it.
Yeah.
We don't run from thinking.
Yeah.
I said, now, with your kids, you hide books from them and hide movies from them and hide TV shows from them, and they'll end up in somebody's courtroom because they done went crazy and buck wild.
And didn't know certain things existed, and now they're obsessed with them.
Obsessed with them and can't let it go.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean, what's the point of that?
Yeah, I agree.
You put people in conversation with the world that they live in.
Yeah.
And teach them how to walk through it, and they'll end up a lot better than you think they will.
Faith.
I don't know if faith is the word that I want to use.
You got to have faith in people. I mean, you know.
Well.
But sometimes that can backfire too, we know.
Yeah. As evident by the stories that we do on this show.
I had a lot of faith in people before this show. And
here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that religion needs to be in conversation with the opposite of it.
Yeah.
That's a healthy conversation.
Yeah.
People who are faithful need to know people who are not.
And have that dialogue.
Have that dialogue. So the people who are not can say, now you know that's crazy, right? You see, when they were moving to Guyana with Jim Jones, they needed somebody who wasn't a Christian to go, you moving where? Well, who? He wants you to do what? Right, somebody in that circle needed to go, now you know that don't sound right?
And if enough people say it, they might actually believe it.
Your mind cuts on, you go, you know what, you're right. What the hell am I doing? Moving to Guyana? No, that's crazy. Handing over my passport?
Yeah, no.
No, I'm not doing that. Yeah. But we are so conditioned in this country to believe.
Yeah. On the topic of pastors, though, our next story actually has to do with a pastor.
Oh, God.
It takes place in the good old city of Atlanta. According to Benzinga, I don't know how to pronounce that. Benzinga. That must be a magazine or something.
Totally Benzinga. But keep going.
A local pastor wants to grow marijuana in a church.
Oh, that pastor's my friend. That's my friend. That's my good friend, by the way.
So he wants to, grow marijuana to attract more members to the church.
Are we allowed to say his name?
If you want, but I don't know.
Am I allowed to say his name? Yeah, Dr. Jamal Bryant.
Okay.
He's a very good friend of mine.
Okay.
We talked on the drive over here. Yeah.
So, okay. According to the pastor, he definitely believes Christians and marijuana have no kind of conflict to him whatsoever.
Well, the Bible does not say thou shalt not smoke.
Exactly. So,
it don't say that. I checked it.
Trust me, I did too. I didn't see nothing.
And I'm not even a smoker.
Yeah.
But there's no biblical prohibition for smoking.
Yeah. And
there's a biblical prohibition for
I was going to say, it could be argued that majority of the people in the Bible were smoking something at some point.
Okay,
it could be argued because there's definitely talks about bushes burning.
No, and you over here laughing.
Completely.
What are you doing? What are you encouraging? That has nothing to do with smoking.
I know, but you got to appreciate the analogy.
I cannot. I'm back to being religious now. That's
so,
out.
You know what's funny to me is that he said that he had a podcast appearance and he said he's looking for people for his church that smell like weed.
It's my kind of church.
It's your kind of church. Sound like a LA church. I mean, Atlanta probably too.
But let's get to the point he was making.
Yeah.
Was that he wants people in his church who are not so self-righteous and stuck up, you know, that they're not engaging in actually living in the world.
Yeah.
That he wants to have the kind of place where you come as you are, you know, and if you still got the smell of weed in your clothes, that's not a reason not. That doesn't mean you can. One of the things he says too is you can smoke weed and still love Jesus.
Absolutely.
You can be a stripper and still love Jesus.
And Jesus will still
you know what I'm saying?
You. Mm-hmm.
Right, and love you all the more. Mm-hmm. And I think what we've done is we sort of said, if you're not this,
then you're not.
Then you can't be a representative or you can't be eligible. Mm-hmm. First of all, the people who were this were nasty freaks behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Right? Some of them were sleeping with kids, or abusing their wives, or cheating. You know what I'm saying?
And they're the ones they're listening to the most. That's the scary part.
So I mean, I would. His point is, I'd much rather have a group of people who are authentic
than
and honest,
trying to pretend to be something.
And have a bunch of people sitting up there with a $3,000 suit.
And he actually has a business mindset involved with it. He figured because he has the largest black land-owned, church in America.
Yeah.
He figured, why are we not growing cannabis on it? Especially if it gave his members and males, especially in his, efforts, an opportunity to do it legally and to make money and to be able to benefit the church and to stay off of the streets. I support that. Although they still have laws that they're getting around in Georgia regarding the fact. He, I think, has his mind, although most people will look at it as, for the shock value that it has, I think he has positive intentions in mind, especially if he sees that it's an issue in the community and he could bring people in and turn it into a positive.
It's a plant.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were growing collard greens at the church, would the Negroes be upset about that?
I'm not sure.
I mean,
Depending on how good they were.
How good they were. No, I mean, it's a plant. It's not like he's growing crack or,
But they treated it as such,
that's
at
one
one point.
All drugs are not equal.
Yeah.
They are not all the same.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even call marijuana a drug.
Yeah, no.
It is a medicine.
Yeah.
It's a medicine for people. And some people need it. Some people, it helps them live.
Yeah.
It heals their bodies. So he's growing. So let's see, it's all about how you frame something.
Exactly.
So you could say, Jamal Bryant is growing weed at the church. Or you could say, Jamal Bryant is growing medicine at the church. Mm-hmm. Isn't the church the best place in the world to grow medicine? Because isn't that where you go for healing?
Hey, you might be on to something.
I just, you know, it's not just because he's my friend. Because if I disagreed with his ass, I'd be the first one to say, you're out of your damn mind and you need to go sit down somewhere. Yeah. That's the kind of friendship we have, real honest. But I just think I'd much rather a church be doing that than kicking gay people out.
Yeah, and touching little boys. That's definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather you grow some weed than hurting people.
Yeah.
Or no, how about this? Or taking people's money and buying big cars with it.
Yeah.
I'd much rather you grow some weed and help some people learn how to farm and how to go from farm to market. Much rather you do that than have a building fund that ain't never had built no damn building.
And, you done had the same building
for
since
36 years. Where all that money go? I'd much rather that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. And speaking of, you know.
Remember, folks, the church said that the earth was flat. That's where that came from. And then Kyrie Irving picked it up. And he went to Duke.
For, you know,
Boy should have
he
known
wasn't there very long. No.
I mean, did he graduate?
No.
Clearly.
He only played like 7 games, 14 games.
There we go. Yeah, the church said that the sun moves around the earth. Come on, people. And I'm all for the church, y'all. I mean, I'm a church guy, church boy, 100%.
You just think for yourself, and you.
Yeah, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not dumb.
I'll hear you on that.
You know.
Well, speaking of money being taken for the wrong reasons,
I went on a whole rant right there.
A little bit, but that's your wheelhouse. So I was expecting
cathartic
that.
for me. I had to get that out
That's
of
his
me.
wheelhouse. You know, anything on the church topic, I know, and especially it being a friend of yours. So it was good that you were able to actually really give.
You know what the irony is? I don't go to church.
Yeah. But you know more about church than most people that grew up in it because of your perspective and the people that you have,
I'm like,
in that space as well.
I'd rather be at the cigar bar on Sunday in the bookstore. The bookstore is my church.
Yeah. Oh, I know that.
That's where I go in and find
that's
me
your
some.
church for sure.
All right, I'll stop. You keep going. Keep me on track, Morrow.
Okay. So we're going to go back to Florida. We're going to be in Miami for this one.
We were doing so well.
I know. So, man, a federal judge just recently, according to Local 10, sentenced a so-called psychic and fortune teller for taking $3 million from a woman to lift her family curse. First of all, who has the kind of money to be giving $3 million to a fortune teller you don't know?
Yeah.
This woman must be some family.
She must be loaded.
Family sound like it's cursed in a good way.
Yeah. He's got $3 million just laying around to give to a psychic.
That's what I'm saying.
And the psychic should not be prosecuted. The psychic should be studied.
It said they swindled her into...
You get $3 million out of somebody, we need to study you in business school.
Yeah, figure out what tactics.
Like, what did you do to convince this dummy to give you $3 million?
They met in 2012, and apparently the suspect gained her trust and convinced her that a curse had been placed on her family. And I'm not going to lie, I went to a psychic because I was curious to see what a psychic may say to me once. But listen, I went to a psychic because I was just flat out curious. I know my mom said she had went to one when she was younger, and there were some things about it that were true about my life. So I was like, I wonder what would happen as an adult if I went and met a psychic, what they would say to me. I went to this psychic, was told that I had a curse on my family, was told that I had to do all kinds of things that involved like buying a car and doing all kinds of stuff to be able to lift this curse and, getting candles. And what I realized was that it was racking up a bill. You know what I mean? Whatever it was that was involving getting this curse off had to do with paying something or giving money towards something. And I immediately had my red flags go off like, this is a scam. You know what I mean? And to hear $3 million be put into that, I mean, obviously I don't have that kind of money, but I couldn't imagine how this woman had to be feeling to be that desperate. Like, what could have been going on in her life to feel like, oh, I need to pay $3 million to get this fixed right now to this random...
Stupidity.
Man. Isn't that nuts?
That's not desperation to me.
I don't know what it is. What word would you put?
I mean, who am I to say because I'm not there?
Yeah.
But from the outside looking in, that's just, again, it goes back to this magical thinking and believing that there is such a thing as being cursed, and believing that out of all the people in the universe, all the people on the planet, this one person is the only person who can lift this curse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you know it's people cut their minds off.
And they said that the victim was led to believe that if she didn't hand over the money, that she and her family would be harmed. So the fortune teller ended up spending the victim's money on vehicles, property, and casino gambling. But yeah, she got sentenced for fraud, and it was over $3 million though. Man.
I mean, I was facetious earlier. She should have been convicted and sentenced. She
has been,
absolutely,
for sure.
But
30 months.
I'm having a hard time having sympathy for the person.
Yeah.
Who handed over $3 million.
Sounds like a damaged individual, personally.
With a lot of money.
But people can be damaged and have money. We know
most of the damaged people I know have money.
Exactly. So I'm not going to sit there and judge because I plan on having a lot of money one day. So I don't want to give these assumptions just because of
but money is not the cause of the damage.
Exactly.
One does not necessitate the other. You can have a lot of money.
I don't want to just assume just because she has money that she can't be damaged, though. But it does sound a little bit like a lack of common sense there, for sure, because I just don't understand what kind of tactics she was using. A lot of bit. Okay.
She gave $3 million.
She was told that she had to do rituals on large sums of money to be able to lift the curse, and that was why.
I'm just going to be cursed.
Yeah, I'm just be cursed.
I'm just going to be cursed.
I'm going to keep this $3 million and be cursed with this $3 million.
My ass. I'm cursed, okay? You see what happened? I'm cursed.
Am I okay? Am I still here?
And the only way I can get rid of this curse is to pay $3 million, and I decided to live with the curse. I'm not partnering with my $3 million. The devil is a lie. No, not happening. Nobody's going to convince me otherwise.
Man, you are funny.
I'll fight you for $3 million.
$3 million.
And I'm a man of peace.
You'd probably do more than fight for $3 million.
I'm a man of peace, man. I'm not a fighter. I'm a nice guy. But for $3 million, I'll sock you right in the eye. No.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one.
No.
So, your verdict?
No. Well, I mean, my verdict is stop believing that somebody else has a solution to your problem. And stop believing that life only has one way to bless you, and that there's only one person who can get it done. Outside of the magical thinking, it's the limited perspective on what is possible, not just what's real, but what is possible.
Yeah,
there's more than one way for you to have whatever you believe is the next best thing for you. And when you put,
you can usually have more.
Yeah, and when you put all your eggs in one basket, right? Then you become committed in a way that's not healthy.
Whew. Man,
it's not healthy.
That just hit me, coming from in so many different ways, honestly, just psychologically. I've seen that through people that I know that are investors, from, trading myself, so many different psychological things. But yeah, when you put all your eggs in one basket and your emotions get tied to something, you do not make the same decisions. I don't care what anyone tells you. You do not make the same decisions when you're in survival mode and your emotions are attached to what you're doing, versus when you're comfortable and you're thinking logically and freely. It's a totally different ball game. So I appreciate you saying that, and I hope our viewers really took that in, because that was a really, really good point.
He meant that. See how deep his voice got?
I really meant that. That's something I've dealt with for a long time.
You meant that.
I did. That came from a deep place in my soul.
That came out to Shondo.
Yeah.
That's what they say in the black church. Shondo.
Okay. You ready for this next story?
Yeah.
We got 2 more left. Okay. So this is kind of messed up. Not even kind of messed up. It's really messed up in my opinion. But according to the BBC in England, 2 days before Christmas, this past Christmas, a medical practice intended to send a holiday message to its list of patients, right? Instead of sending a holiday message, the recipients registered for surgery received a message saying that they had aggressive lung cancer with metastasis.
Really?
However,
so they said that the lung cancer rather had metastasized.
yes, I guess that's what that means. I'm not going to even pretend to know what metastasis means.
I got it.
It sounds like that.
So the original message was supposed to say what?
It was supposed to be a holiday message saying happy holidays.
It was supposed to be a holiday message.
And they sent out a mass text instead of Merry Christmas that said that you have aggressive lung cancer.
It's metastasized.
And yeah.
And you're going to be dead in a week? That's terrible.
A patient who received the results said she broke down when she received the text, only to be later told it was an error.
Man, if I got a message like that, I'd still be on the floor.
Man, she said, I had just had a mole removed and was awaiting a result from a biopsy. And I had been to the hospital as my smear test came back abnormal.
I got lung cancer.
So she was very worried. And yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. There's probably so many people that have stories of that.
I wonder how that even happens. How is it the case?
I think we had another story on another episode of something. Oh, it was the law school one, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
So who knows? Maybe it's somebody, in the system. It could have been a prank for all we know. But it's not very funny. And
No,
I
that's
couldn't
not
imagine
funny at
getting that kind of
all.
news.
That's cruel. I hope and pray that it's a mistake.
Me too.
And not somebody playing games.
And that's the kind of stuff that evil people do. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
that's the
you don't
kind of
do
stuff that
that.
needs to come back on people. Because if you
Yeah.
could do that to a person and really ruin their lives for 5 minutes, however long it takes to get the notification that this is a mistake.
They said it took an hour or so. So that hour was the longest hour of
Oh,
probably
listen.
all of their lives.
Listen, I couldn't even imagine living with that for an hour. Like your mortality flashes in front of your face. You start thinking, and then, no. No. That's how you get socked in the eye for sending out a
You
message.
definitely get or sued.
Yeah. No, did anything happen to the hospital?
It didn't say, but I imagine that they probably had a lot of litigations probably coming their way, just like the other situations.
Yeah, mental duress.
I'm claiming something. I
I'm
feel
feeling
like
like I'm suing.
saying something.
You send me a message talking about I'm about to die.
Tell them I did something in that hour that altered my life in such a
I'm suing.
way that I need to be compensated.
I'll never be the same again. My life is ruined because of you.
I need $5 million, and I think I'll be all right.
That's terrible.
No, it is terrible. This is terrible, too, though. Also in England, according to The Guardian, a grandmother charged her family £180 for their Christmas dinner. And she said that was going to ease the financial burden of having family around for Christmas. And her solution was, you know what? I'm just going to charge them all for dinner. How would you feel if your grandmother charged you to come to dinner for Christmas?
I love her, actually.
Yeah, because it's something you planned on probably doing one day.
It's not a bad idea. You got all these scrubs and all these people coming to your house, eat up all your food. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's an absurd story, obviously.
Yeah,
but for a moment, just try to think about it from her perspective. She's cooking for all these people.
Yeah, she said she has 5 adult children in their families, so that's a lot of.
It's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
And Grandma was like, "Look, it's gonna cost everybody how much?"
It came out to a total of 180. She devised a tiered free system, so depending on who you were going to be paying, what she felt you should pay, whether it be £15, £10. Like her 2 sons had £15 each, her 3 daughters had 10. While the grandchildren aged 5 and older were charged 5 each.
Oh, okay. She went a little crazy.
She had a whole system.
Yeah, she went a little crazy. I was with it in terms of I got to buy all these groceries. She's a grandmother on a fixed income.
Yeah.
But she has like a tiered
a
billing
real
system.
Yeah, she was not playing this year.
This is like Amazon or something.
And she explained that she charges her sons more because they work full time. She charged her daughters a little less because they work part-time.
Grandma's ruined the holiday spirit.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, she's gone. I was with her.
Yeah.
In terms of the groceries.
But not.
Yeah, because you're on a fixed income.
Yeah,
you got to feed all these people, and
it's every year.
They eat up all your pie.
Yeah.
They drink all your milk, all your Kool-Aid.
So if you were to do this, how much would you charge your family to come? And I would love to hear the audience's
I would pay them to leave. I would charge them to come.
How much would you pay your family to leave Christmas dinner?
I would be like, Caleb and Covadis, what will it take for the two of you to gather your wives and these damn kids and get out of my house? Please tell me, because I'm willing to pay. It's too much.
So you willing to pay them?
Just go somewhere, man.
Oh, man. You are
I would
hilarious.
never charge them to come.
Yeah, no.
Never.
You would, in your heart, have feelings of possibly wanting to sometimes, but not actually go through it. Is that what you're saying?
No, I wouldn't even.
It's the jokester in you.
Yeah, I'm being
Yeah.
whatever I'm being. But no, I would never do that. I would never. I would say, like, now you know your son drinks a lot of soda.
Drink a lot of soda. You might want to bring
So
some
you
soda.
might want to bring some soda. Because I'm not going to the store 19 times for this little soda drinker.
Yeah.
You know, I might say something like that.
Yeah.
You know, but no, it's
But you know, as a grandparent, I feel like, you know, the grandparents are the ones that hook you up. You know, I'll never forget, you know, my Nana would sneak me Pepsis. My Aunt Louise would sneak me orange sodas.
yeah, one.
You know, that's,
but if you over there killing 50,
there it is.
your grandmother would have been like,
You'd be cut off.
your grandmother would have said to your mama,
That boy. That boy needs some help.
your grandmother would have said, that damn boy
You need to watch him.
He got a tapeworm. You need to come get this boy some soda. Don't you tell me your grandmother be okay with you drinking 50 sodas.
No. She
No,
wouldn't.
at
She
some
would
point-
say I have a tapeworm, just like you said, actually, verbatim.
At some point, she'd be like, okay.
That soda is why you keep drinking soda, because you need to drink some water, quench your thirst, or give them a Gatorade or something.
I don't know why that was so funny to me.
Because you can picture it
I
happening.
could totally picture a
Yeah.
black grandmother like, I loved him when he got here. but
that boy need to.
it's too much.
Yeah.
But shout out to all the grandparents out there who do not charge for holidays and don't have a tier pricing system for it. Is that it?
That was our last story for today.
Okay. Well, I got tears in my eyes
I do too.
because I was really laughing. Listen, everybody, thank you for tuning in. It's been an amazing ride. We will see you next time here on Judge Dad Verdicts with McMillan and Morrow.
Until next time.
He's so smooth.
It's my little button on the end. You know, I
Okay,
have a
we're
little
done. Hey, everybody, thank you for watching. We always appreciate you taking the time to be with us. If you like what you see, and I know you do, make sure you subscribe right here. Like it, share it, become a part of the movement, because this is a movement of joy, good feeling. McMillan and Morrow. Judge Dad Verdicts. Saying too much right now. What am I saying?